All right, everybody. So by now you should have already seen the interview I had with Wisa Technology, the Brett, the CEO. Listen, now I'm going to give you my take on everything. This is my take from my investment, from that phone call. You can do whatever you want to do, whatever. Okay. Now I know why the company revenue was down. Now you know it as well. Because that year, they were working on releasing 3 new products. So it's like, you know, it's just like, you ever, I'll put it in the most easiest way. You know, when you were a kid growing up and you were starving, or even now when you get home and your wife is cooking dinner and you're like, what's for dinner? She's like, get out of the kitchen. Or your mom, like, just get out the kitchen. It's because during that time, there's food being prepared, not food being served, so nobody's eating it. So there's nothing but hunger. That's what happened last year with Wisa. They weren't releasing any products because they were transitioning from their first, series. Think about like the 1.0 to their next gen, the next release. So they got that dip. If people don't, I'll put it in average speak. Like cars. Sometimes cars, people go, there's nothing going on. There's still the 2022s. I'm going to wait till something happens to the 2023s. And if the 2023s are delayed for any reason, which we now know why, sales slump. But now their products are out. That's why the CES, that was a big thing. In the tech world, CES is a big thing. That's where companies go to showcase their products to the big companies, like he said, okay? So let's say a company like Wisa, they want to get in front of like a Samsung or something else, somebody that can turn around and go, you know what? We're going to buy into this company, these pieces of the company, whatever. We're going to take this and we're going to add it with this. All those customers weren't available. So the fact that Wisa having a positive revenue growth for 2023, from what I heard, it's in the bag. The reason the stock price went down was because of the revenue dipping as they were transitioning from one to another. Okay, so that got me positive on the revenue. That got me positive on their products as far as continuing forward. So their numbers will push them down. I know it's going to go up. As far as the naked shorting, I don't think that's going on with them. No, I think you can see that more when you get into like bigger stock floats, like 300, 400, 500 million. It's easy to, whatever. But at the size of this stock float, no. Then we talked about, obviously, I don't believe that was a straight Goldman buy. I don't think that Goldman bought that in order just to hold that company stock, Wisa stock. It could happen because maybe they're seeing what I'm seeing in it. And they're holding it before, obviously, the bump up. Speaking of bump up, the street has the price rating on Wisa stock for 2023 being $1 on the low, 2 and change on the medium, and 5+ on the high. So those are, for lack of a better word, the street's bracket. You're wondering what's my bracket? I'm not putting brackets yet because I have to see what goes on with the reverse split. Now, let me explain the reverse split. The reverse split works in 2 parts. And I know everybody's freaked out because they remember COSM, the surprise reverse split, the nightmare that was. And I just wrote them out an email and I told them about that COSM surprise split. Here's my take on it. I told them on the interview, I do not think you have to do that. I know that's a quick trigger to do that because the CEOs want to turn around and stay above the $1. They don't want to go back down. They want to stay above it. I get it. I think organically it'll reach the $1. I think with retail seeing that they're increasing and in positive news, I think it's going to go up above and hold that up there. Especially because now they're selling the products themselves to consumers and they're selling modules. I'll give you an idea what a module will be. Let's say you build this incredible technology system. And there's a company, a big company that goes, you know what? I need a piece of that technology in order to put it in this thing that I'm building. And instead of building it themselves, like he said, it's much cheaper to turn on and buy a module. So now Wisa is split into, you know, the Wisa corporate and the Wisa, you know, the E, the ones that sell the pieces. And that is very lucrative in the tech world, okay? It's very lucrative in a lot of industries, lucrative in the automotive world. Like you take a look at some, you know, some vehicles out there, it might say one thing, but it might have a Toyota transmission on it. You understand? It's just like, it's just how it is. That's OEM. That's when basically a company uses somebody else's parts to basically complete theirs. Why build a new transmission? Hey, can we buy it from you? Let's set up special pricing. And for the company on the other side, it's great because all they have to do is supply a major company with that piece, that module. What's my feelings going forward on the reverse split? I don't believe they have to do it. But like I told them, if you give retail enough time to decide whether or not they want to be in or not for the reverse split, it could be a golden opportunity. Because heading up to that reverse split, people start buying, shorts start covering, and then you have a run up. Now, whether I'm going to be in for the reverse split, I don't know. Especially with TD, I don't know. But it's not based on the company. It's based on the whole reverse split, how they're handled. So I can see me running the reverse split buildup, and then I see myself pulling out, letting the smoke, because of my broker, because of the broker that I have, pulling out because I want to make sure that, you know, my numbers, I don't want to get my reverse split 3 days later. I don't want to do that. And then getting back in for the ride. The analysts have Wisa as a buy right now. I think what's going to happen now, they're going to have it as a strong buy. So this is basically my take on the interview, the information I had, everything. And I hope this helped you more than just somebody saying, hey, I like this stock. Now you know what this stock is. So there you go.